Hello, let's have another Dominion 6 Mod Nation showcase. This time, let's take a look at Middle Age AvLee, the Elven Kingdom. This nation is based on the Rampart faction from Heroes of Might and Magic 3. We have an assortment of elves, dwarves, centaurs, and some other sylvan beings. Let's take a look at the unit roster. First up, we have the Elven Warrior, with a short sword, leather armor and shield. The elven stats overall are slightly better than those of humans. They have basic magic resistance 11, they have higher attack skill usually, higher defense skill, higher precision, slightly higher, no, that's normal combat speed. Their maximum age is 400 years. They have dark vision 50% and forest survival. But they usually do not wear heavy armor, so armor is going to be a problem. Next up we have the Elven Ranger. He has no shield but has a javelin, so he is sort of a skirmisher. Elven Defender. He has higher defense skill and instead of a short sword has a spear. Spears are longer. Dwarves. Dwarves have size 2 instead of size 3, so 5 dwarves can fit into a single square. They have even higher magic resistance because if you remember Heroes of Might and Magic 3, that was their thing. They have high morale, strength slightly lower than that of a human, and low combat speed. They have mountain survival in addition to forest survival and full dark vision. The dwarves wield hammers, have leather armor, shields and reinforced leather caps. However, you can only recruit 10 of them in a turn. That's... well, the first version of this nation was a bit wonky. You just had to build dwarves and overwhelm everything. So this was a dwarf nation, not an elven nation. So I had to artificially limit them. I think that's less of a problem in Dominion 6 with the squares reworked, or well, just a little bit. Next up we have the Elven Lance. That's a replacement for the cavalry. They run fast, they have light lances, so they hit hard and then they die because they have no armor, no shield. Blade Dancers. They have 2 swords, high attack skill, high defense, but still the same problem as before. Almost no protection. So you really have to buff them up somehow. Elven archers are women. In addition to a simple dagger attack, they have precision 11 and elven double short bow. They fire 2 arrows in a single shot. That's pretty good. Then we have the battle dwarves who have even higher magic resistance, 14 on a normal troop. They also have limited recruitment, only 10 per turn, but you can recruit 10 normal dwarves and 10 battle dwarves. They have better armor and higher attack skill, I think. They are pretty good. Centaurs. They are just your normal centaurs from Pangaea, I believe. Nothing special to see, but you had centaurs in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Unicorns, they are your secrets, capital only. As you can see, they have basic horse stats, but improved with high morale, high magic resistance, higher protection, and higher attack skills. They are sacred, they have O2, for survival, recuperation, they are animals, and they have promotion. After a certain after they earn a certain number of experience points, that is 20, they became war unicorns with slightly better stats. They have two attacks, a normal hoof and a blinding horn. That is a magic piercing weapon that also blinds. Pegasus Riders. Also they're capital only. They have normal sword attacks, they have plate armor. That's the best armor you can get in this nation. And they're flyers. And the Pegasi themselves also are sacred and are smart mounts. In the woods, in the forests, in non-fort forests, you can recruit wood elves, who are even better archers than elven archers. And they also are stealthy. Let's take a look at the commanders. The Elven Scout is self-explanatory. The Elven Captain is your normal commander that can lead 70 troops, not 50. He also has an iron cap. The Dwarven Commander, well, it's a dwarf. Centaur Captain. The centaur with a halberd, and he can lead 100 troops. That's pretty good. And then we have the mages. The Elven Druid, Nature 1 Holy 1, with a 10% chance to get another level of nature, is just your normal stock druid. Arcane Archer is a Air 1 Astral 1 stealthy mage with an enchanted bow right off the bat. Arcane Hierophant is an Astral 2 Holy 1 with a 20% chance of either air or nature. He is sacred because he is a priest, and he has Farcaster for astral magic. Druid Elder, Nature 2, Holy 1, and a guaranteed Air Earth Astral Nature random, and an almost guaranteed Air Earth Astral random. So they can work as your battle mages. And you'll see we'll have some new battle spells for this nation. Silver Pegasus Rider is a commander version of the Pegasus Rider. Holy One. Arcanist is your other capital only mage. Astral 3 right off the bat, and a 20% chance to get another level of Astral. So this nation can get Astral 4 mages, and they are not even slow to recruit. That's very strong. You can mind hunt with them. High Druid is your slow to recruit mage with Nature 3 Holy 2, 2 guaranteed Air, Earth, Astral or Nature randoms, and 1 rare random. They are pretty strong, and they also have Farcaster for Nature. And finally, in the non-fort forests, you can recruit Grand Elves, who have Nature 1 and Glamour 1, and are stealthy. They did not have Glamour magic before in Dominions 5, because that's new, and I decided to give them a level of Glamour. Alright, now let's take a look at the summons. Let me load the showcase version. Let me unload this one. Let's take a look at them. We do not really have many. The first one is a tree. The tree is animated with an Awakened Tree spell from Enchantment 4. It requires Nature 3 and costs 3 gems. It summons this immobile defender that can attack in melee and cast entangle. Throw tangle vines across the battlefield. I can't speak today. I made a spell before Ilwinter decided to make their own spell that animate trees. So this is just a compliment, I guess. Next up we have a spell called Dendroid Army. Conjuration 6, Nature 4, 10 gems. It summons 1 Dendroid Guard Commander and 6 Dendroid Soldiers. Dendroid Soldiers have 2 attacks, Vine Whip that can entangle, and just a normal branch. They are plants with size 6, lots of hit points, quite poor protection, but they have blunt resistance and pierce resistance. They can go underwater into their poor amphibians. They are susceptible to fire, they do not require any supplies, and they are magic beings. And Dendroid Guards are basically the commander version of this unit. That's all the summons. But we also have some special units and heroes. First of all, we have the sharpshooters. They have very high precision, 13. Well, that's just high, not very high. You can create them by forging a national artifact, the bow of the sharpshooter, that is forged on construction 3. It lets you make 3 sharpshooters per turn. Then we have the heroes. We have Gelu, or Gelu, or I don't remember how it's actually pronounced. He has a bow or the sharpshooter built in. He is basically a true shot bow, precision 30. And I thought he had a retinue of sharpshooters. Maybe not. He also has cold resistance, because he is a half Vori elf, if you remember the lore. Then we have Snowjay, who is an air 2, water 2 mage, stealthy, and has a frost bow. And this is a multi-hero, the Sylvan Centaur, an air 2, nature 2, stealthy centaur mage with a bow. You know, I probably should add the mobile archer to this one, because it's a centaur archer after all. Yes, I'll add it after I record this video. This unit is based on a unit from In the Wake of Gods, a mod for Heroes of Might and Magic 3. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the pretenders first. We have quite a few. Let's start with the immobiles. The oldest tree. This one is based on an NPC from Might and Magic 7. Has some branches, tangle vines, water 1, earth 1, nature 2. It's unteleportable. Then we have the ancient trend. He actually can move despite having started Dominion 4. So this is closer to the Colossal Fetish Pretender. It has a Vine Whip and a Branch Attack. Earth 1, Nature 2, Regeneration 10, Poor Amphibian, Blunt Resistance, Pierce Resistance, Susceptibility to Fire, Poison Resistance, Magic Being, Need Not Eat, Forest Survival, Supply Bonus, and Inept Smith. The oldest tree, by the way, has new magic path cost 60, which is slightly higher than normal. In Dominion 3, we have the Dwarf Lord. That's an anti-titan. And manlet titan. Titans come in all sizes, even size 2. He has Fire 1, Water 1, Earth 1, Enchanted Hammer. He is a Master Smith, has Resource bonus 50 and Forge bonus 2, and also provides 50 gold per turn. I think you can do something interesting with it. Okay, who's next? The Diamond Dragon, who has Dragon Lightning that chains properly like the white dragon breath in Dominions 6. He has air too, all the normal dragon stuff, but it cannot shapeshift. The gold dragon is a fire-breathing one, who also provides some gold and has fire too. The unicorn herd leader, that's a quest monster from Might and Magic 8, has the Earth 1, Nature 1, Glamour 1, O4, Animal O1, for survival recuperation, supply bonus, inept smith -1, inspiration +1, and research penalty, a blinding horn and a magic hoof. And then we have Centaur Warlord, who has a magic lens, fire 1, water 1, and a retinue of 5 centaurs. Grand Druid has nature 1, blood 1. He is spring immortal, so he reforms every spring. Ivy Lord 2, Master Ritualist 1, and Farcaster for nature. That's pretty interesting combination. Great Druid, who has Death 1 and Nature 1, also Spirit Side, Ivy Lord 2, and he dom summons mannequins and has a retinue of mannequins. And I believe that's it. So let's take a look at the national spells. There are quite a few. In Conjuration we have that Awaken Dendroids one that I talked before. In Alteration we have Forest Defense on level 1. That's a copy of Barkskin that can only be cast in forest provinces. Then we have in Alteration 5 Naturalize. This one is a copy of Shatter, but in nature. Arboreal Darkness, Nature 4, Astral 1 Battle Enchantment. This one is a copy of Solar Eclipse, but that can only be cast in forest provinces. Forced Decay, that's a copy of Ironbane, but also in nature. So we get some new path shifted nature spells. Rampant Naturalization is a 20 gem ritual. That's a nature analog of Crumble, so it destroys forts. Elven Alacrity, Astral 2 Nature 1 battlefield spell. This one is a copy of Quickening. In Evocation we have Thorn Wind, a Nature 2 spell that's a copy of Blade Wind, but it deals piercing damage instead of slashing damage. And finally, in Enchantment we have Awakened Tree that I talked about, and Root Snare. That's a copy of Moss of the Earth, but as a nature spell. And I believe that is it. Yep. So, initially this nation was quite weak, and it got stumped in multiplayer games, but after these buffs with new spells and all that, I think it became quite decent. But it still may be difficult to play as you do not really have any high protection troops. You have to think and survive in the early game. Anyway, thank you for watching, I will see you next time.